Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Right
Going
back
on
at it,
with you?
man. What's going
What's
on,
going on?
guys? Glad to be on another Sunday. We don't have no football for the first time in a long time, man. So hopefully we can get a view of some nice 2 hours of sports report here in Middle Georgia.
Right.
Hey, but word on the street is, man, football ain't done. Middle school about to crank up next week, man.
Woo,
Right.
woo.
We
Hey,
call it
man, we're
spring
gonna have
ball.
some hot topics on that. We're gonna have some hot debates on that going into the season. We're gonna say
Oh
that for
yeah.
next week's show.
We got some spring ball coming. I'm calling it spring ball.
Coach Voigt, man, tell the viewers what we got going on today, man. It's a special Sunday edition, man. Let the viewers know what we got going on today.
Man, we got the Northeast Raiders edition, man. We got Coach Wiggins with us, man. What's going on, Coach?
Raider Nation, stand up.
What's going on, Coach Wiggins?
All right, you can hear me. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
Not much, just chilling in my basement,
I got you.
trying to figure out how to get the AirPod working. But
Trying
everything,
to win out.
uh,
Got you.
Glad to have you on, man. Glad to have you on for on the Sunday, man. Glad to have you on.
oh yeah.
Hey, let's start by telling the people, Coach, man, like where you grew up at, man, and where you went to school, and how did you get into coaching?
Uh, I grew up in Macon.
Hmm.
Uh, my daddy he worked at the Air Force Base for a long time, and my mom worked at Apple forever.
Hmm.
So she started working there early, like 78,
Hmm.
80. So she seen a whole bunch of generational people.
Right.
Uh, and then I went to Northeast, got a scholarship to App State, and played football 4 years. Did a little traveling, trying to play pro ball, and then got into coaching. Started out at Ballard Ballard Middle School. Did that for 2 years, and then I came over to Northeast for like 4 years. Then I left and went to Warner Robins for 1 year, and then came back as the head coach. So that's how. That's so far. That's where I've been. Not too many places, but a good place was Warner Robins to go. You know,
Gotcha.
for that 1 year.
So how was your experience in Warner Robins? Based, far as in Macon, how was it different?
Well, the tradition was different.
Hmm.
The way they practiced, the way they prepared, uh, the way they, everything they did was a little bit different. So uh, that what caught my eye at the beginning when I went down there. Of course I was nervous because all I knew was, Northeast. And so once I got down there, got comfortable, started talking to people, started opening up. That gave me a lot of insight on what they've been doing um, to be good, consistent.
Right.
So
But speaking on that, Coach, man, I've noticed over the how long have you been at Northeast?
uh, I want to say 8 years out of my 10 years of
How many years as head coach?
three.
Yeah, I want to say I've been watching your progress over those 3 years, especially this year. What can you attribute to? I know last year you guys barely missed the playoffs. I saw that last game you guys had to depend on someone else making it in. What was the difference between last year and this year as far as the success? Because you and your team, you guys probably had one of the most successful seasons in recent history in Northeast. What led to the turnaround? Like what led to that?
I think the one thing was uh we was young and old at the same time. A lot of them young guys that got a chance to play last year when we went 5-5, um, kind of turned over to this year. So their experience was good, and a lot of them was New Year starters, but they had played. So we put, and then a quarterback Trey, he kind of took a big jump from his sophomore year to his junior year, which is very important. Our linemen got better, and then our D line and linebackers, they had played a long time, so they kind of knew what to do. And that's always a good thing in any program. When you keep turning over players that get playing time, that's a plus. So that was the biggest thing for us was people having playing experience. And then I think with us, we were a lot more athletic than a lot of teams, that which really helped us. Because if you didn't know, they tore down our weight room after the season. They said, they were building Appling. So they tore down the field house they had built. So we didn't have a weight room, true weight room, all that summer. Went through no spring ball. Went through the summertime lifting weights out on the track. And then we didn't get in a new field house until September the first week of September. So
I just want to commend you because despite the adversity that you faced and all those factors, I personally saw you guys and you and your coaching staff putting in work with the kids. Because I like to visit the track sometime, I used to notice you guys putting in work. So I definitely want to commend you guys for keep working hard despite the factors that you guys face. You guys came up a little short this year for the region championship. You guys run up in the region. What do you feel going in next season? You guys got to do to take that next step to possibly win the first region championship in a long time for the program.
We gotta win, and we came up short. Going into I want to say our seventh game. That was our first real road game. We only had 2 road games the whole year last year, and then when we went to Dodge County, that was our first road game, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know how the players were gonna react to being traveling for an hour, then doing pregame, and then going out on the field and performing. We came out hot and had plenty of opportunities to capitalize, but with some injuries, some crampings. I think Khalid had almost 100 yards in the first half and didn't even play the second half. And so we pulling we pulled Jeremiah over to play. Now he got to play both sides. He had tied. We pulled Marquis Hughes at running back. That joke, he ain't played running back. Probably never in his life. He got to play running back, and we had a couple of penalties, but I just think we just got to come out and just really just play next year.
Because you definitely, coach, you guys put a lot of people on notice throughout the state, so you're not going to be able to sneak up on teams next year. You're going to have that target on your back. You're probably going to be one of the region favorites going to next season, so it's definitely key that you guys stick together as a team, man, and put it all together because you're definitely capable of going far in the playoffs next season.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling the boys. I say we ain't no sneaking up on nobody next year. They probably gonna put you in the top 10 preseason. They probably gonna be looking at everybody that's coming back. All those things come with winning. That all that comes with winning. It was kind of like the same thing when I was at App. That first year we made that playoff run, we won the championship. Okay. And so the next year, going through media and stuff, they'll ask you like what you expect for next year. We expect to get back in the playoff and defend our championship. You know what I'm saying? Take one game at a time. So, I'm gonna try to use that this year, experience from being in college and making those championship runs to what we trying to do at Northeast.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So coach, as a coach, man, how important is it for you to start your foundation early? Like if you're building a program, where do you think it starts at? I think that's a problem that a lot of making have. Far as the programs, where do you start them at?
Well, the one thing you gotta do is you gotta get you one class, and that's that. Not taking another from the other class, but get you one class. Get that class going. Get them in the weight room. Get them, understanding about, coming to workouts, the way you should practice, coming in the summertime and spring ball, those and like right now, even with COVID and everything going on, like right now, being able to get in the weight room is probably the most important thing that a lot of teams in inner city have, is being consistent in the weight room. That weight room sets you apart from a lot of teams.
Right.
It ain't a lot of time. It ain't about how strong you are or how much you squat, but being able to be in that weight room, especially for the O line and D linemen, when you get in the playoff ball, you can push people around. You can lean on them, and that's what we came into when we played Fitzgerald this year. You know, skill for skill players, we with
Matched up.
we
Matched
with
up
them.
good.
Right.
Up front, you know,
Yeah.
they kind of wore us out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
As the game went on, they did kind of wear us out a
and
little bit.
so the foundation needs to start with really just buying into the weight room, building off of that, you know, and then I think the second part is uh is the support system, resources. Do you have enough money to go to these 7-on-7, go to the OTA camps, have the 7-on-7 gear, all those little things add up, the nutrition part of, having snacks for after practice, water, uh, muscle milk, all these things that I saw, at that 1 year in Warner Robins. Soon they get done, they got a snack. Okay, soon they get done, they got muscle milk. You know what I'm saying? Uh, During the summertime, they got lunch right after they get done with practice. So they constantly feeding them. They got people who always helping them out, donating and stuff. And a lot of times, I think since I got at Northeast, the people been doing a great, they've been doing a good job of donating. Shout out to Miss Julia May, my mother-in-law, uh, my wife, my who else? My parents, everybody who just donate, a little change here, donate water whenever they can. So that's what I wanted to get started first, and then the third thing is the academic part, stressing to on how part academics is, you know, stressing how part, because they'll know I sit there and I know everybody grade by heart, almost like 75 jokers grade by heart. I know how many class they having trouble with, who passing what teacher, and that's my main focus is the grade, because then then the lab part is getting them to a college and getting up out of Macon. That's the biggest thing. Getting them seen. But you can't go nowhere if you ain't got no grades.
Right.
And that's the trend we got to stop in making. Uh, uh, Too many hometown legends. Oh, he was good. He was good, but he ain't go nowhere.
Right.
He ain't got the grades.
Right.
His mind ain't right.
Right.
And you got to have the right mindset in order to go to college, because if not, then you're gonna be coming back home because you ain't mentally tough enough. Because college coaches are 10 times worse than a high school coach.
Right.
10 times worse, and they don't care nothing about your mama. All your mama coming to pick you up, and none of that. This grown man business when you get up in college.
Right. Right.
And your mind and your body, you just got to be ready for that. And that's preparing them to be men when they leave is our job. As coaches and teachers, is our job to get them ready for that.
Right. Right.
Coach,
What
speaking of
what
COVID, Coach, how did you work around COVID? Like, how did that affect the team? Like, I know did you guys had to miss some games? Like, how did that affect the team overall? How did you handle COVID?
We just the daily check-ins. Just cleaning every day. Just trying to social distance, but it's hard to social distance in football when you're hitting each other. So
Right.
just telling the boys, there's a part where you can't really go too many places. You really got to be selfish, for the team and for yourself. Kind of stay away from people, stay around the same people you been hanging around. So if you've been at the football practice, just go home, relax, then come back to football practice. Don't go to over here, over here, over here, you know, because you don't know what people been and what they're doing. So that's the biggest challenge in with COVID in sports. Just monitoring kids every day. And I think we did a good job this year monitoring kids as best as we could. Without having all the resources like the NCAA where they tested them every 2 days or every week. So
Hmm. So with how important is it for you to start them at an early age? Not only just middle school, but if you got a program, let's say we're starting them at what's the earliest you think you'll start them if you're trying to build a program and
uh,
if you know you got these kids that's going to your middle school, then to high school.
I would say like fourth grade, fourth and fifth grade.
Right.
You know, fourth and fifth grade. Like me, I want us like on this side of town. I'm
Hmm.
working talking to some people now. We trying. I think we should get our own team of youth.
Football,
For
right.
football, for basketball, for
Right.
baseball. Me, I'm just selfish on this side of town. I want everybody playing on the same team. No, you don't need to go play over there with them. We want everybody over here playing with who what I'm saying, who they growing up with.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of these small towns and others
Right.
like Grayson, Lee County, all them jokers, they got their own youth kind of like people set up. So I think we can do that, especially on our side of town since we by ourselves. Um, we can set it up where we can start, teaching these boys the system. Fourth and fifth grade, sixth grade got their own team, and then seventh and eighth grade team for middle school.
Right.
They run our stuff anyway.
Right.
So I think that's the earliest age you can get them going. Um, and I think that'll be a good thing for any program if you want to get that edge. You
Right.
know,
Right.
What would you like I said, y'all had a pretty a real good season this year. What would be something that you would probably say that you're looking to improve on as a team?
um, self discipline always getting better discipline every year. Um, getting more kids in the school every year. Um, Also, winning that region title since we ain't won since 2008, I want to say. And I always, the first thing you need to do is be able to get in the playoffs. If you can win the conference championship or the region championship, that's good. And then just after you get in the playoff, your goal should be to win the state championship. I mean, that's how I did it at. That's how we did it at Out, and I just think that formula works. Get in the playoffs, win the region championship, and then your goal once you get in the playoffs is to win the championship. You know, because if
Yeah,
it,
man.
it's fair game once you get in the playoffs. It's
Right.
fair game. It's a whole new season. So uh, that's what I'm looking for, and going in the next year.
Coach, I heard you say earlier about you played a lot of inexperienced guys. So are you a fan of playing guys no matter what grade they're in, or are you a coach that believe in we gonna go with the older guys? Like, where are you on that? Are you a fan of playing young guys early on?
Yeah, it don't matter if you good, you gonna play.
It don't even matter.
Matter
How it's supposed to be.
right? You come and compete and do what you're supposed to do. You gonna play. But if this kid, is you know better than if he a younger guy, he better than an older guy. You gotta play. You gotta put your best players on the field. You
Right.
know, you can't be crazy just to have somebody. Now sometimes a younger kid, he might be 14. I'll give you an example, like Johnny
Hmm.
Williams. You know, at first I was like, I don't know. Let's see what he gonna do in practice. And then after a while, I was like, well, he can hold it on. Go and throw him out there in the heat. And then Johnny just took off from there. So I think the more experience you get, the better off you'll be in the long run. So
Yeah, you gotta throw them out in the fire sometime, man. And see
throw them out
something.
there, yeah, throw them out there and see what they can do. And every once in a while you'll get a real exceptional young kid that's gonna stand out. And he gonna play. You better play him or you crazy.
So also, Coach, I know. Do you feel like your depth's improved going into next season? That may was a team weakness this year. What about your depth going into next year? Has your depth improved by playing the younger guys?
Um, yes and no. No, because we didn't have a JV season. So
Mm,
so the
mm.
kids that would have, got some type of playing experience, didn't get it. And then I would say yes, because once you start winning, more people want to come out. But I think with the young guys, they've been very consistent coming. Even with no JV season, they still came. And that's a good sign. So we want to make sure we uh, keep them in the program because they're gonna have to play. After this year, they're gonna have to play, and so we got to figure out some type of way to get them in the game where they get that playing experience so it can carry over the next season.
Did you
Definitely.
hear anything about a JV for next year or?
I think everything should be good to go next year. I hope so. So,
Gotcha.
as far as like spring ball and summer, everything's still, on schedule. So we'll
Gotcha.
see.
Gotcha. So how
So,
you go ahead, coach.
who you think gonna be some players we need to look out for next year, going into next year?
Uh, Let me see some young boys that's gonna be sophomore next year. One is Malachi Hancock.
Hmm.
He plays O line. He's 6'5", about 280. You
Yeah,
know,
big joker. Yeah.
so he got to get he working, so he got to get himself right. I think this young guy named Carson Jackson. He been working real hard in the weight room. He gonna help us out. And another kid, who's gonna be a sophomore, TJ Wright. Those just the three I kind of think. We got some other young guys. I really want them to get. I really hate when you have JVCs. I really hate it because I don't know. Just based off of practice, you can't base everything out of practice, even though practice is important. But I just hate when you have JV. So though I know those first two, and then the third one, TJ, he just practiced real good. So we'll see. We going to next year. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll have some OTAs, and I could probably tell you a little bit better then.
Okay, most definitely.
Well, Coach Boyd, man, last week, man, we showcased the top 10 offensive players by position, man. This week, we got the defensive guys coming up. Coach Kevin, man, what about that linebacker list? Tell me a little something about that linebacker list, Coach. Just a
Hey
sneak
man,
peek. Tell me what you saw on the top 10 line. What stood out to you, Coach Kevin, when you analyzed the top 10 linebackers in Middle Georgia? What stood out to you?
to be honest, what stood out the most to me, I think a lot of the linebackers in Middle Georgia underrated. You had a few all state mentions, honorable mentions. I think it may have only been like one that was all state first team. I think a lot of these guys on this list underrated, especially with linebackers.
Man, when I analyzed the top DBs in Middle Georgia, man, I didn't know we had a lot of guys, man, that can play with versatile, man. A lot of guys that got a lot of all region and all state recognition, man. So I'm very ready to introduce the top 10 DBs, man, in Middle Georgia. You ready to get it rolling for me, Coach Kevin?
Go ahead, run.
Man, coming in at number 10, man, he's a super sophomore who's played in a lot of big ball games in his 2 years. And that's going to be a kid out of Jones County by the name of Javius Bond.
Yeah, I'm
Javius
showing.
Bond is a kid that is going to be moving up the ladder over next season. And he's definitely a guy to be be on the lookout for. You got him, Coach?
Hold on.
There you go.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. They ain't showing up on the screen, coach.
You see the one on share?
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. But there he is, number 30. The sophomore, Javius Bond, like I said, out of Jones County. He's a kid who's played in a lot of ball games over the last 2 seasons, started as a freshman. He's an all-region player. He has 77 tackles, 2 interceptions, and he's an enforcer as a safety. He was very pivotal in leading Jones County defense this season. He has great upside, so he's a kid going forward that you're going to want to be out on the lookout for. And that leads us to the number 9 guy on the list. That's going to be a guy Coach Wiggins is familiar with. And that's number 7. That's Jalen Stevens for Northeast Macon. This kid, I watched him firsthand. They didn't get a chance to play the same amount of games that everybody else, but this kid's a shutdown corner, and he was instrumental in helping Northeast have one of the most successful seasons in school history. And this kid's physical. He got speed. He's definitely a shutdown corner. So going into next season, he's a guy that I look to really, really take that next step into becoming a big-time player for Northeast Macon. And the number 8 guy, people may know of him more of a basketball player, but this guy on the football field is a dog. That's Jamal Peanut Taylor out of Hancock Central. This guy, even though he played in Class A, this guy's versatility on both sides of the ball was very key for them during the season. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's an honorable mention All-State player. And as I mentioned earlier, he's a point guard on the basketball team, a state champ. But in 8 games, he had 45 tackles and 5 interceptions. So that shows that he has a knack for the football. And he helped lead Hancock Central to an 8-1 regular season record. And they made a second round of the single A playoffs. Single A playoffs. So that's Jamal Peanut Taylor. Coming in number 7 is a kid from Perry, Georgia. This guy, you talk about length, athleticism. Perry had a great season this year. A lot of times you think of Perry, you think about the offensive side of the ball. But this kid, Cameron Marshall, he's a great special teams player, prototype corner with the size and the speed. He had 78 tackles and 2 interceptions. And he was an honorable mention All-State AAA as a sophomore. Cameron Marshall out of Perry. He's a guy that clocks in at number 7 on the top DBs in Middle Georgia. He helped lead Perry to the Elite 8 Quad A state playoffs. So going forward, he's a guy also along with Javius Bond and Jalen Stevens. So we have an underclassman to look out for next season. And that leads us to an upperclassman, number 6 on the list. And that's going to be Gabe Guyon from out of Dublin. Last year, Gabe Guyon was a very key piece in Dublin winning the state championship in AA, but they dropped down to single A this year, and that didn't stop Gabe Guyon. This kid was explosive on both sides of the ball. He was a key member, like I said, of last year's state team. He was first team All-State single A. Dublin had a 10-2 record this season. As you can see in the highlights, he has the ball in his hands. He's long and lengthy. And Gabe Guyon is definitely a guy who very deserving of being on the list. And that leads into the top 5. Guys on the top 5 are all big-time players. And that starts with Dodge County. If you know anything about Dodge County, they won the regional championship this year. And this guy, Michael Carr, was a key piece on defense. He was first team All-State AA. They won the regional championship. He's an electric athlete with a ball in his hands. He can be described as a playmaker. They won the region this year in the tough region. And so Michael Carr is a big reason why. And that leads us to the number 4 guy on the list. That's Cameron Smith out of Veterans High School. Even though Veterans didn't have a great record during the season, this kid here who's committed to Charleston Southern University, he was a big-time player. He was our first team 5A. He's a leader on the field. And when they played Jones County this season, he was key in slowing down that offensive attack for Jones County. That's Cameron Smith. Like I said early on, they got the big win at Jones County. You thought the season would have been a little better than what it was, but with the COVID, some teams had tough seasons. But Cameron Smith, he's a guy on the list. Our next 4 guys, they're committed to colleges. So you'll notice by our next 4 guys, they all signed college scholarships. So that lets you know the type of players the top 4 guys were in Middle Georgia. And that leads us to number 3 on the list. His last name's also Smith, but he's out of Fort Valley, Georgia, and that's Dorian Smith. He's a guy who the last 2 years has really risen up the ranks and come on strong. You can describe him as a late bloomer. He's a Valdosta State signee, a versatile player, first team all region. And even though Peach County was young this season, he was the guy who provided veteran leadership on the defense. He was very, very key, like I said, in all facets of the game, offense, defense, special teams. He's a guy that should be able to play at Valdosta State in year one going in as a true freshman. And that leads us to the top two guys on the list. You may not be familiar with either one of these guys unless you're a diehard Middle Georgia fan. So, but Warren Conway out of Washington County, Coach Voigt, you probably you guys know Northeast played them, so I'm quite sure Coach Wiggins familiar with this guy. He's a Gardner Webb signee. He's a big physical corner, first team AA, led his team to a playoff appearance, and he was very, very, like I say, he's the guy on the defense you really try to stay away from. He probably projects as maybe as a safety at the next level, but Warren Conway to be a first team All-State with his team only went, having a 6-5 record, that lets you know the type of player that Warren was this year. And our number one guy on the list is the only kid to sign with a Power 5 school. And his team didn't play the 10 games in the regular season, but this guy is the only guy on the list. Like I said, he's been on the radar the past 2 seasons, and that's Javon Bullard from down there in Baldwin, down there in Millersville. This guy here signing with the University of Georgia lets you know the type of player he is. He's a first team in AAA, first team All-State. Shutdown corner, playmaker, all over the field. And this guy here the last 2 years, he kind of came out of nowhere. And that showed you the importance of kids attending camps. This guy went to camp 2 years ago, the MVP camp, Rivals camp, and this guy demonstrated his speed. And he he went up the ranks that way. Like I said, if you didn't really follow Middle Georgia football, you didn't know about this guy right here, Javon Bullard. And so Georgia's definitely getting a player who's going to bring physicality and speed to the secondary next season. Not sure if he's going to play right away, but just keep your eye on Javon Bullard out of Baldwin High School. And I also want to say this. There was one guy on the list. He came in as an honorable mention. I should have mentioned him in the beginning, but that's the Iceman over there at Northeast High School, D.I.C. Hopkins. He's a kid that he didn't have a lot of stats, a lot of high numbers because teams stayed away from him, but he definitely clocked in at as number 11 on this list. But going forward, I look for D.I.C. man to really, really, with him and Jalen Stevens, Northeast Macon have 2 lockdown corners. And so it's going to be hard to throw the ball on those guys. So I just wanted to mention D.I.C. Hopkins as well. He was a kid that I saw this year firsthand. That was a pretty good ball player. Coach Voigt, you seen any, how would you think about the list, Coach Voigt? You see any? I know Northeast played in this region against some of these guys. Coach Voigt, did you get a chance to see some of these guys firsthand?
I did. I couldn't really tell. Like the Washington County kid, I really couldn't, I mean, Northeast did their thing against them, so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to say, that was my first time really hearing about him. I don't hear about the Bullock kid. Of course, I know D-Ice and Jalen.
Oh, yeah.
But
Coach Wiggins, did you see any guys? A couple of guys from your region made the list. Could you tell? What was it like to coach against some of these guys, especially the Conway kid and Michael Carr at Dodge County? What was it like to coach against some of these guys? He muted.
You muted, Coach. You mute on. But I can say the Dodge County kid, I remember him. He's a playmaker too. He's just not a corner. He's a playmaker. So I do remember that kid.
I think we got the snub on the list, man. I think
what you got, Coach?
I think we left a guy off the list. He's out of Perry as well. Jaquez Jackson. He had 135 tackles, 4 interceptions, fumble recovery, and forced fumble.
I saw that guy, and you're right. That guy, Mr. Jackson, he's definitely a player. He was definitely a guy that I looked at going forward. On the list, and he's a guy that really could have actually, like I said, made the list. It just was a tough spot taking these guys out. I just went with Marshall because he was the sophomore and he's rising up the ladder. But you're definitely right about Jackson, Coach Kevin. He was definitely a guy that could have made this list. Coach Wiggins still muted.
We can't hear you, Coach. You still muted. I see it going in and out.
But as I analyze the players, guys, like I say, it was tough ranking these guys. Well, but as you say, the top four guys they committed to major universities, D2 and FCS schools, and with Mr. Bullock coming in with a Power Five offer from Georgia, that really showed he was no doubt the number one DB in Middle Georgia. And like I said, Georgia thought so as well. But I really look forward to get some the underclassmen like Javius Bond and like I said, that duo over there at Northeast Macon, man, Stevens and Hopkins. They're going to
You
be
got
something to watch next season.
you got another kid over there at Central, man, Jarius Evans. That's pretty good. You know, he's a good athlete. He plays cornerback over there.
Coach Ward, you're right. I think he projects more on the defensive side of the ball too at the next level. So
Right.
you're definitely right about him, Coach Ward.
Coach, we got your back, Coach. Can you
I
say
don't think
anything,
he's.
Coach?
We just got some technical difficulties.
We'll take some comments, man. Anybody know any more? Yeah. Mr. Wood said Jarvis Evans.
Yeah, I actually, like I said, I took a look at Mr. Evans. He was actually, like I said, a big time player. He plays some off. Did he play some offensive side of the ball too?
Yeah, he played quarterback. I think he was coming out to be the next quarterback, man.
Oh,
So
okay,
we can
okay.
get Coach back.
Can you hear me now?
Back, Coach. Yeah, we
Got you,
can hear
Coach. Man, some difficulties, technical difficulties.
you. We got
As I went over the list, I just want to actually, I noticed I had Warren Conway from Washington County and Michael Carr from Dodge County. I just was like, I wanted to ask you what it was like to coach against those guys, and what did they bring to the game, and what type of players were they?
I know Michael Carr, he was hard to game plan. You just had to know where he at. For what they did with him, they would play him in the middle of the field, and he's a great safety. And he was physical and fast. 23 Conway, he was more playing a man-to-man kind of scheme for Washington County. So you could have took. We had some good wide receivers, so we was gonna go at them. I mean,
right.
it wasn't like we weren't gonna go at them. I mean, what we had Watkins and Griffin and Zion, so I felt confident going at. But I watched him the years before, kind of like just isolate and take away people's best wide receivers. Then he was a threat on offense too, so you had to know where he was at on offense.
Right.
Make sure he don't beat you. So
Because as I analyzed the Huddle tape and looked at that, I saw that Jalen Stevens was a guy who stood out for me this year. Can you describe the type of player that Jalen was? Because when I watched the game myself, man, he was a big time player, physical guy. Can you tell us more about Jalen Stevens?
Well, Jalen, he started out at corner, then he got moved to safety. Then we tried to put him more towards the close to the ball, but he ended up finishing as safety, which I think would probably be a better fit for him going forward. So,
And I also told the viewers the guy who was close to making my list, but he didn't have a lot of high numbers statistically, maybe because teams stayed away from him. And that was the Iceman, D.I.C. Hopkins. Okay, next year I look for that guy to really take off as a player. Can you tell us a little something about Mr. Hopkins?
well, DeIcy was, he's got 11 career picks, and the first 2 years he had 5 interceptions both first years. And so this year we started out at corner. He played more safety because a lot of teams weren't gonna throw to him when he was at corner. So that's why his stats kind of went down this year because
Okay.
a lot of teams avoided him. But he top 5 in Middle Georgia all day. Because a lot of teams not gonna throw at him because he played man to man. So a lot of teams want to see him going into next year, kind of be more physical.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got to add that part to his game.
Okay,
I
definitely.
can piggyback off the Jalen Stevens kid, man. I'm gonna tell you a story about when Northeast played Blakely. I know you was at that game when you coached Jalen.
Yeah, I was there.
But yeah, for some reason in the fourth quarter I end up holding the holding the chain. So I was on Blakely's side, and Jalen was over there. And he showed me how mentally tough he was, man, because man, they were saying all kind of stuff to him. But and I saw him make 4 or 5 clutch tackles. Just because he didn't care what was going on. He was just, they were saying all kind of stuff, man. I mean, a normal kid will break.
And
he stayed with it,
And the thing about that game, he had gave up a touchdown early in the game.
Right, right.
And then at the end of the game, he made one of the key catches, for us to go on that winning drive later in the game. But I knew, I already knew they were probably giving him the business.
Man, look. Man, look, it took everything in me not to say something, man. Just standing over there holding the chain because I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they were saying all kind of stuff, man. It was crazy. But he held up, man, and he showed how mentally tough he is, man.
Right.
So we got some names on here, man. I want to go ahead and go to them, man. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, but Miley said Jason Parham. Have y'all ever heard of him?
What he play for? What school he play for?
We give him
a lot of times, too, guys. These guys on the list, all schools didn't report the statistics, but these guys on the list, like I said, they were honorable mentions. All state, some of them all state performers. All the guys were all region performers. So if I didn't have the statistics on Max Prep, I went to your huddle page and see if there was a place there that showed some film. And actually, I saw most of these guys play at some point or another. So if your team didn't have any stats, I still try to go in and see what type of recognition these guys were receiving. But that kid at Howard, you're right, Ron Miley Parham, he was definitely a good player over there at Howard this year.
Okay, we got
Isn't that the freshman? Isn't he the freshman?
Over there, Howard.
Yeah, that corner at Howard.
Oh, I got to check with Miley on that one.
Javion
Clark's a kid also from Jones County. He's a kid that is going to be one to look out for next season too. I think he was just getting his feet wet this year over there.
Mr. Wood has said that Jory's, he just confirmed that he is the backup quarterback, but he is the DB, which I kind of figured that. But he's the punter too, so he pretty much is an athlete, man. He pretty much everywhere.
And that's why guys like I said, I saw him over there at Central. He just played a lot of different positions. So I really didn't just label him a DB, but at the next level, Evans definitely will probably be playing in the secondary.
All right, you got number 3 from One Ravens. I don't know who that is, but maybe y'all familiar with it. Who they don't have good, I don't know.
So now what I will say is they definitely got 3 linebackers on the top 10 list. So like if we go back last week, we got the quarterback, we had 2 running backs, we had 2 receivers. They got 3 linebackers in the top 5.
And they actually got a D lineman as well. So can you say loaded?
Oh yeah. From top to bottom, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Javion Clark from Jones County. I saw another viewer comment on Javion Clark. Like I said, next year, him and Barnes going to be a deadly duo in that secondary for the Greyhounds.
We got another one. Antoine Jackson.
They got to put tell them
what
school,
what school is Mr.
School in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Like I said, the kid Peanut Taylor out of Hancock Central, he was a guy that most people know him for playing basketball, man. But Peanut was a dog out there, that cornerback position for Hancock.
Oh, okay. So that's the kid from One Rivals.
Okay, Antoine Jackson.
Right. Okay.
Like I said, Warner Robins had playmakers all over the field, man. Those guys that go to 4 straight state championship games. That shows, the pro. That's how it shows the players, the dedication, the program.
It really shows the depth because it's to be honest, everybody that's on the list aren't all seniors. Like
Yeah,
a lot of like you see like the main player or is a senior, like the lead back, I suppose, like with the running backs. But the other one, I think he was what top 6 or 7, and he's just a sophomore. So you got him coming back for 2 years, man. They just deep.
as Coach Wiggins indicated earlier, it's very key, man, to play kids early on to get them that game experience, man, and actually, like I said, get games under the belt.
Yep. Well, you said Boone
Coach
Clark
Boy,
been
we
playing
got
well.
we ready for the I Nick you spotlight.
Nah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into some of the Northeast kids.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Who's coming on today from Northeast Raider Nation?
well, we're gonna bring 2 on first, and then we'll bring the next 2 on. We're gonna go with the offensive lineman Johnny Williams and the quarterback Travion Solomon.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's going on, man, fellas? What's going on? QB1, what I call him, QB1.
Mm.
Johnny, what's going on, man?
Nothing much.
I got your boy, Mr. Mitchell, watching you tonight, man. So you gotta show your interview skills. Your old teacher, Mr. Mitchell, over there. Trey, what's
So
going on, man?
What's up?
Oh, okay. Got anything going on? I'll see if
Well, man, let's get to the first of all, man, congratulations to both of y'all guys, man. Trey on being offensive player of the year in the region. Johnny, man, you got a couple Power Five offers, man. So congratulations, man. Keep working hard. And also, I saw you play in the Georgia Elite Classic game up there for the Rising Sophomores, man. So congratulations on that. Can you tell the viewers, Johnny, about the experience you had up at the Georgia Elite Classic playing against, elite guys in your class?
Yes, sir. It was a good experience, getting around new people, getting around new defensive linemen, O linemen, getting to know good people, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And for you, Trey, man, your progression from last season, man, was astronomical, man. The way it looks like the game kind of slowed down for you a little bit. I officiated some games the first year you were starting. I saw you this year, man. The growth was tremendous. Can you tell the viewers, like, what did you do to take your game to the next level? Like, what are some things that you worked on from your first year starting to this year?
I just really try to work on my arm strength, and then my 10th grade year, I kind of knew what I can do in every defense: cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. Man, what plays work and to each defense and what spots my wide receivers need to get to. I already knew what was gonna be open before every play.
So it looks like you put time in the off season, really studying the offense.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you have like a good routine as far as how you prepare each week? Like what's some of the things you do to help you prepare?
Watch a lot of film. See what they like to do, like what defense they run, who they best players is every week.
All right.
Johnny, can you tell the viewers, man, what are those Power Five schools that offered you? Who are the schools that you're talking to, Johnny?
Can you say that again?
I said, can you tell the viewers about those Power Five schools that have offered you, and who are some schools that you're really talking to, some colleges?
I'm not really talking to any other colleges right now, but the schools that offer me are Georgia, Florida State, and Virginia.
Okay. Have you had a chance to visit any of those schools, or has the COVID affected that, or how's that go? Have you had a chance to visit any of those schools?
No, sir. Whenever the dead period ends around April, I'll be able to go up there.
Okay, cool.
Where you looking forward to visiting first? If you had your say, what would be the first destination?
Whatever school I can get to.
Go ahead, Coach Voigt.
Trey, let me jump on the basketball a little bit, man. How is it over there with the Hype South Skill Lab, man? I know you go over there, man. You know you one of my favorites, man. How is it over there in the Hype South Skill Lab, man? How's
Oh
that
yeah,
helping your game?
a lot. Coach Harnett, he know a lot about the game, so I put a lot of my trust in Coach Harnett to get me where I want to be. Every time we go in there, we work pretty hard
Gotcha.
and a lot of playing around. We trying to get better.
Hey Trey, man, this season, man, y'all ain't gonna be able to sneak up on guys, man. Y'all gonna have a target on your back. As a leader of the team, what are some things you got to make sure that you guys don't, that gonna keep you guys focused going to next season? Because everybody's gonna be gunning for you. You're gonna come in probably with a top 10 ranking. What are some guys being the leader of the team, the quarterback on the offense, one of the leaders on the team? What are some things you got to do to make sure that you guys stay focused?
Some teams might have we might be a target for some teams, but we coming for teams too, so we trying to get back to where we were last year. Try to get in the state championship. Since this our last year, try to win a ring. So
Definitely.
So what you think you got to do to get there? What's the process?
We got to stay in the weight room starting now to August. We just got to be focused. Right. Everybody just got to come together.
So let me ask you this, Trey. How is it playing for a parent? How is that at a high school level? Like at a high school level, I know how it is when it's little league, but at a high
They
school
might
level,
be in the same. Look, y'all just in different rooms in the house right now.
But yeah, how is that experience for you, man?
I like it. Try to win him games a lot. I know we argue a lot every week. We're gonna argue every week.
Well, y'all know y'all at that age, man. I tell you, running back the same thing, man. Y'all at that age where y'all think y'all tend to forget that we've been here a little longer than y'all. So, hey, I think we all go through it.
He know we trying to win.
Hey Johnny, I know Johnny got your mic muted. What are some things you think you got to work on, man, to improve, to get your game going to the next level? Like, what are some things you got to work on in the off season to take your game to a higher level?
Something I got to work on is like staying low and not giving up on the play. Really.
Oh yeah.
And knowing what my running back gonna do like every play.
What do you got planned for your summer? You got any plans to attend any camps? Like, what's on your summer agenda this summer, Johnny?
I'm gonna work out. Probably go to a few camps, and probably go to a few college visits, and that's it, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me ask you also, Johnny. Hey man, can you play in the defense, or you just only good on offense, man? Or you only can play tackle? Can you play? Hey, well, I got your coach on. Can you play in the defense?
I played defense when I was young. I haven't played defense ever since, like
Oh,
regularly.
okay.
Charlie, he had to play one game. He had to play. I don't know what game that was.
Brunswick game. I started defense. No, it was Brunswick.
Yeah, Washington County Brunswick game. He had to play some defense. Out of defense. Yeah, I think.
But let me go and sit here and stir the pot a little bit. Hypothetically speaking, it's a schedule out, and every big kind of school on the schedule. What y'all reckon coming out of that?
I could have answered.
What y'all think y'all reckon come out there? You play everybody in big county.
How many other teams and 0 losses? Private school too, or just public?
All of them.
Oh, we'll be
all of them.
We don't think we'll lose. Nah, we.
Trey, how's the basketball season going, man? I know the COVID has affected some games and everything, and the practice. How's the season going, man? For you individually and as a team?
It's okay.
Definitely.
So
what's y'all record? Don't mind me asking. What's y'all record?
I think we 8-2. 7 and
I
2.
don't know. Hey, you ain't have to do us like that down in Lamar when you came down there, man. Y'all didn't have to do us like that night. I went on early that night. So you ain't have to do us like that night. Johnny, man, the recruiting process, man. Tell us a little bit, like, when did you get your first offer, man? Like, when did this thing because things kind of start taking off for you, man. I've been noticing you was a hot name, you know, on Twitter and everything. So when did this recruiting thing first take off for you? When did you get your first offer?
Recruiter started taking off like right after Blakely game. Right after that game, I think who was it? Rusty Mazel. He posted me, and then like I got like a lot of college coaches following me, and I think I sent my film out. Then my first offer was from Georgia. I think September 30th.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. To be a sophomore already receiving Power 5 offers, man. Just keep working hard, remain humble, man, and everything gonna work out for you, man.
Yes, sir. No, it was October 30th. That's when I got my first offer.
Coach Void, you watch these guys play this season, man. Tell me a little something about both of them, man. What did you see from them?
Man, I seen Johnny, man. Hey, when that Johnny really stood out, man, was that Blakely game. Man, Johnny really was going in on that game, man. To be, with Trey, man. Trey been doing it all year, man. I seen him really, like I said, I didn't watch him a lot when he was in the 10th grade. But I did see a few highlights, this, that, and the third. But just sitting there watching him the whole year, man, he definitely did his thing, man. He got him. He played good in the clutch. Spit like against Washington County, he played pretty good. What's the other team that y'all played? Was it Monroe, Georgia?
Yeah.
I think that's yeah. Yeah, okay, Monroe, yeah. He played pretty good in that game, man. And then hey man, he had a pretty good season, man. He had a pretty good season throwing the ball, when it was time to run, he ran. Like I said again, Washington, man, he had a pretty good game.
Trey, when I looked at the receiver stats from last week, man, when I unveiled the top 10, Brandon Watkins at the top of the list. He's a guy that's going to graduate and possibly play the next level. Who are some of the guys coming up you're looking to get the ball to? Because losing a playmaker like Watkins is definitely a big loss. Who are some guys that you're looking to step up next season?
We got Zion. He like 6'3", wide receiver. We got Bubba Atman. He's pretty fast. Looking to get him the ball, and we got two other receivers. They ain't start last year, but I think they can take out this year. Justin and Lamorian Williams. So I'm looking for them to make a lot of plays and step up, fill in for what Brandon and Black did last year. In the year before.
Definitely. Hey, I call you the point guard, QB1, man, because you definitely distribute the ball all over to different receivers. You just didn't lock in on one guy. So that's one thing that I noticed when I look at the stats from the receiving crew. That point guard came in because you gave everybody the ball. You really just didn't focus on one guy, man. So the numbers really were spread out over the season. Brandon just was the big play guy.
Yeah.
Spread out pretty good. Did we lose John? I had a question for him. I'm trying to see where that bench at. Where that Max at on that bench?
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Did you hear me?
I didn't hear you.
Hey, where that Max at on that bench right now?
What you benching, John? He said, "What your bench is right now?"
Oh, my bench max 200.
Quit playing, man. 200 on the bench.
Saturday, man, look at his too. Look.
Yeah. You got to go move. You got to go move in that weight room, guy. If you had 200, you need. Hey, by the time the season roll around, you need to be about 285, 300, man.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get you there. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, man. You got a huge frame, man. You got a lot of room to grow, man. So definitely keep working hard in that weight room, man. Definitely, because you're gonna be facing some big time defensive ends.
Yes, sir.
And you already got one thing that's uncoachable. Can't coach size, man. All you got to do is go ahead, put the work in the weight room, you're gonna be where you need to be.
Yes, sir.
Trey, man, how do you balance being a two-sport athlete, man, with the academics, man? Like, how do you balance all that, man? Because it looks like you're pretty involved, man. You stay pretty busy. So how do you maintain the balance of being a student athlete?
I mean, whatever sport I'm in, I try to focus on that sport, and then any free time I got, I might like football season. If I got some free time, I might go to the gym, get some run in, or get some shots up. Or basketball season, if I got time, like later in the day, I might throw a couple balls on the weekend or something like that. But during the season, I like basketball season. Like now, I always like I'm lifting 2 or 3 times a week, getting shots up every day. So
Are you hearing from any colleges? Have you heard from any colleges like football or basketball? Have you heard from any colleges?
I haven't talked to no colleges for football, but basketball, I got an offer from Mercer, so that's like my number one right now. And I got I talked UAB and Belmont. Those probably the next two. I talk to them a lot, and then North Alabama, Tulane, and Moorhead. The next 3. Them are all the schools I talk to right now. But when the summer start, try to boost my stock a little bit.
So you gonna just play this thing play out, or you gonna make a decision about which sport, or you just gonna how you gonna handle the decision about playing, both sports? You just gonna see it at the end of your career? You just gonna look at it then, or what?
Well, I've been thinking about feel like I'm so young, and I don't want next year to be like my last time ever playing football, like for the rest of my life. So, if a school was to offer me dual sport scholarship, then I would take it and play.
Definitely.
But I don't know, like we'll just see as time goes on.
Definitely.
Hey man, hey, it's always a pleasure, man. Hey, we're gonna be watching y'all next year. Well, you know I'll be there. I'm wishing both of y'all the best, man. Trey, hey, keep at it at both sports, man. Keep at it at both of them, man. Johnny, man, get in there, do what you need to do this summer, man. And continue to do what you need to do. Like I said, Trey, it's crazy that you. I tell this to people all the time, man. I say, hey, man, that's the best point guard in making, man. And the quarterback that you were this year, man, that's unbelievable, man. So, hey, keep working, man. Y'all keep working, man. It's always a pleasure, man. We're gonna let y'all get up out of here.
Yes,
Hey
sir.
man, both of you guys, man, keep working hard, remain humble, man, and I wish y'all number success.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Coach, y'all ready for your what we got? Your linebackers?
Yeah, we're gonna head run the MLBs.
Coach Kevin, man, I know you a fan of them linebackers, man, from me officiating your games, man, watching you coaching practice. Linebackers, man, you have a special passion for linebackers, man. So I know these guys had to really be some big time players, man, for you to compile a list of 10 good Middle Georgia linebackers, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, just elaborate on that. If you know me, you know how I feel about linebacker, man. That's the quarterbacks of the defense. If the linebackers can't get it done, can't nobody get it done. So really, I try to keep it all in neutral as possible. So I'm real big on the stats. So once again, this is just based off the stats that we can find. But this is my top 10 linebackers in Middle Georgia. We're gonna start out number 10. Well, we're gonna start with an honorable mention out of Central. We got Walt Hawthorne. Central has a pretty good season this.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Hawthorne was definitely a key in turning around Central, man, over there on defense, man. Walt Hawthorne was definitely a guy.
They all went to the second round of the playoffs. All right, we're gonna go number 10. For the number 10 spot, I got Jeremiah Roberson from Northeast. He had 80 tackles. He had 57 solo tackles. He had 1 sack. no interceptions. He had 5 tackles for a loss. Northeast had an 8-3 record, second round appearance in the state playoffs. Let's see.
Hey man, that guy for his size, man, he plays way above his size, man. That kid right there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We got at the number 9 spot. Out of West Side, we got Kennedy Parker. He's a junior. He had 75 total tackles, 48 solo tackles. He had 8 sacks from the linebacker position this season. An interception, 12 tackles for a loss. And West Side had a 5-5 quad A record this year. So that's Kennedy Parker coming in at number 9.
I look for that guy to rise up the ranks, man, next season.
Oh yeah. Number 8. You know this young man, Jolly. We're gonna roll with the sophomore out of Lamar County, CJ Allen. He's definitely the youngest backer we got on the list.
Coach, I can't see. There you go.
Yeah, he definitely he's the youngest linebacker we got up on the list right now. He's a sophomore. He had 90 total tackles this year, 39 solo tackles, had 2 sacks, 1 interception, 7 tackles for a loss. Jolly, give us a little more info about this young man.
Man, this guy, he ended up missing a game or 2 with an ankle injury, man, but projecting going forward, like I said last week, he played in the Georgia League Classic game with Johnny Williams and Zay Hardy, so he's a guy that you definitely want to keep an eye for. Man, he's a hard worker, great student athlete, and I look for this guy, man, over the next 2 years to take over the number 1 spot, possibly at one of the best, being the best linebacker in Middle Georgia. Man, he's just a great kid all around, man, great student, man. It's a pleasure to coach him, and it's a pleasure to know him, man.
Going on with number 7. Forgive me on this name here. Shaquilvius Beast out of Macon County Bulldogs. He had 108 tackles. Like pretty much from here forward, you couldn't get on this list if you didn't have 100 tackles. From 7 up, it's 100 tackles or better. Season. He had 108. He had 76 solo tackles. Had 0 sacks, 2 interceptions, no tackle for a loss. Macon County had a 9-2 record. Was the region champion for their region in 2A, and they made the second round state playoff appearance.
Man, Macon County had a solid squad, man. Playing in Class A, man. They had a pretty good squad, man.
Coming in at number 6, we got Jared Fuller out of Perry. He registered 115 tackles, 68 of them were solo tackles. He had 1 sack, 2 interceptions, no tackle for a loss, and he helped guide the defense for Perry that went 8-5 and made the Elite 8 quad A playoff appearance this year. And that's Jared Fuller. He's a junior, so
Man, Perry had guys on every list, man. That shows the type of talent that was down in Perry this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they racked up a few across the board in every position. Number 5, we got Amar Walker. His stats don't necessarily dictate how good he is because out of Warner Robins for the Demons, he was first team All State for 5A. Won the state championship.
I'm gonna cut you out for a second. Mark Walker coming in at number 5. You got some great linebackers on the top 4 of the list, man. Cause this kid here is a banger, buddy.
Oh yeah, and see, like I said, his numbers don't necessarily do him justice. That's why he fell in at the number 5 slot. Like I said, it's kind of hard to overtake 100+ tackles, but I can say that this man played some pretty solid ball. Just watching him all season long. I think a lot of those the fact that he's short on tackle because a lot of people were trying to avoid him this year. He had 44 solo tackles. He had 6 sacks, 1 interception, 17 tackles for a loss. So this kid is feeling. That means he's reading every play and he meeting it in the backfield. 14-1 record with the Demons, 5A state champions. That's Amar Walker at number 5. I did mention there's 3 linebackers from Warner Robins in the top 5. So he's the first one that popped up on this list. Number 4, we're gonna go Jay Carter. He's a senior linebacker. Warner Robins. They just deep, man. Like 105 tackles, 75 solo tackles, 4 sacks, 0 interceptions, 9 tackles for a loss. Another state champion. That's number 4, Jay Carter.
Warner Robins was loaded, man. I can say, man, Warner Robins, man.
Look, I think we got like a total, like we almost got a top 10 of just Warner Robins players in the top 10s.
That shows how dominant they was. Wasn't nothing fluke about their season, man, and their dominance.
Number 3, we got Jackson, Maddox Jackson out of Upson Lee. He had 111 tackles. He had 74 solo tackles, 0 sacks, 3 interceptions. He had 10 tackles for a loss for a 6-6 Upson Lee team that made a second round AAA state appearance.
I had a chance to see Maddox Jackson definitely was a tough linebacker. I know physical guy.
Yeah. We got number 2 here. Out of Warner Robins. This is the 3rd one. And I think we got DeMarcus Robinson here. I'm telling you why he came out on top of all of the Warner Robins linebackers. Basically, I just had to base it off of stats. He was a state champion. He had 123 tackles. 88 of them were solo tackles. This man sitting at 88 tackles, you could literally just count his solo tackles, and it would outnumber multiple people on the top 10. But he had 88 solo tackles, as well as 5 sacks, 0 interceptions, 15 tackles for a loss. 14-1 record, state champion. So we down to this last.
Hold on, before you unveil number 1. Hey, man. That top, it was worth it. You know, I wanted to see who those top 4 was, man. They were pretty good. They were pretty good.
I'm not sure why those other 2 Warner Robins linebackers don't have in all. They're not even all state honorable mentions. And like I said, Robinson he doubled Amar Walker's talent. So
one thing about Amar Walker, though, he's committed to Liberty University, so he did sign a scholarship this year. So. But man, those other 2 guys, man, they look like they was all over the field as well. Hey, man, they know this guy. They call this guy Debo number 1. I don't even know his name. They call him. I think they call this guy Debo, man.
Gonna go give it up to the number 1 pick here out of Jones County, Dion Richardson. He is all-state honorable mention. 5A, he had 136 tackles, 89 solo tackles, 5 sacks, no interceptions, 9 tackles for a loss. Jones County, he held anchor defense that went 11-4 and made the Final Four state playoff appearance. 5A.
Hey, so you can't go wrong with that guy, man.
Oh yeah,
he definitely was a kid, man, who for the last 2 years. Has been I heard him they call him Debo down there because he definitely Debo's you when you come up through that hole.
That's our top 10, man. Top 10 linebackers.
Hey man, I can't argue with the list, man. Based on the numbers, man, there was nothing to argue with, man. Like I said, Richardson is a guy who's definitely. I think he's going to make his college announcement come here in the next few weeks. So definitely, once he commits, we'll let the viewers know where he commits to. But Dion Richardson, man, he was a kid all over the field for Jones County. It's going to be hard to replace that guy. It's going to be interesting to see who they plug in the middle at Jones County because he was the quarterback of the defense. So it's going to be interesting to see, man, who they plug in the middle.
And man, and once again, we really just going based off the stats that we had here, man. That hopefully this will be encouraging. We can get more accurate stats put in for some of these other programs. Like I said, Peach County, I got a feeling Peach County may have somebody that's deserving of being on this list. Hard to count them out, but they don't have any stats, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hold on, who was the guy? Wait a minute. Coach Wiggins, can you tell us a little bit about Jeremiah Roberson? What type of I saw him on the list there. What type of guy? He's
Yeah,
a fast
Jeremiah
guy,
was
but can you tell us the viewers something about Roberson?
Jeremiah, he a 4-year starter. He got plenty of experience. He kind of undersized at linebacker, so he'll become more of a projected strong safety at the next level. Uh, Hard hitter, probably the best practice player I ever seen. Practice. I had to kick him out of practice sometimes because he go 100%, 100 mile per hour, and I don't want him hurting everybody. But best practice player I ever seen, and very smart, high IQ. And it's a crazy stat. Like, he don't even watch football on Saturday or Sundays, and he got a real high IQ. I like Jeremiah. I miss him. And hopefully, he's gonna get a chance to play at the next level.
Did he call the plays for you on defense, or
Who?
how's it gonna be? How you gonna replace him next year going forward? How do you plan to replace him?
Well, we got another guy who just is smart as him. They know the defense just like him, and a lot of that would gonna fall on really two guys, Rod Hill and Marquis Hughes. Both of those guys know the defense like the back of their hand. So we'll be in good hands, with those two guys calling defense or any adjustments. We'll be in great hands with them too.
Coach Boyd, I saw a couple guys from the Macon area. Do you know anything about those guys?
Like I said, man, just piggybacking off Coach, man. I know that Jeremiah, man. I've been knowing that kid, man. I actually had to coach against him when he was 10, and he's been the same way. He always had that motor. Pretty good, real good defensive player, man. He can play a little running back too. But yeah, and I got a chance to coach him too when he was 11. Yeah, he's just one of those ones, man. That just he's always at his motor is always on 100. So and when he just real passionate about it, man, and he's definitely pretty good, man. And I love to see him at the next level.
Yeah, man, I commend you guys, man, for putting that effort at the youth level, man, because a lot of times each show we're seeing guys that you coached at the youth level. So that's very important, man. You and Coach Kevin, so just give you guys a shout out along with youth coaches, man. You guys play a pivotal role in kids reaching high school and giving them early fundamentals at an early age, man. So y'all keep it up, man, and because each week we're seeing guys that both of you guys, all region, all state guys, had your hands on at a young age. So, man, just keep grinding, man. Keep grinding.
All right, man. We're gonna bring in two more players from the offense, man. From Northeast offense, man. Wide receiver
Raider Nation
Zion,
Sunday.
wide receiver Zion Odoms, and running back Kalik Evans.
Fellas, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Finally got you on, Leak. I knew you was coming. Finally got you on.
Man, look, hey, I definitely go back with these two guys right here. Matter of fact, I think all four we had Super Bowl Bulldogs and Jaguars.
I probably had to get escorted to the car by the police if I were refereeing that game.
Oh, they were hot by that.
I think I got escorted to the car.
Game, cool.
Yeah, I got through out the game, man. I got through out of that game. Hey,
I sure
I ain't gonna
appreciate too. We need that too, bro.
It makes me feel old, man, because like I said, I remember these guys, especially y'all coaching these two guys, man. So making me feel old that these guys are high school players, man, contributing, man. Start us off, Khalid, man. You transferred in from Northside Warner Robins, man. What was the acclimation process? What it was like? Going to a new school, some guys that you knew. What did you have to do to earn your guys' respect and earn the starting running back job?
I think I already had the respect for like from middle school. You know, I don't want to say it, but like, you know, you remember that game from middle school when I had broke out whole team, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we're
But
gonna
I
leave
already
that
had the
in eighth
respect when
grade.
it
We're
went
gonna leave that where
it
it's
went
at.
it went like it went like going to a new school for me, cause like it was like coming back to Macon, like, well, all my people and all the people I knew and who knew me. So,
Well, as I look at your stats, man,
and
Northeast had a balanced team on offense, especially spraying the ball around the passing game. You easily could have been 1,000-yard rusher due to the COVID, man. So you was an instrumental piece in the ground game. So going forward in next season, Khalid, what are some things that you got to work on as a running back and definitely being the lead dog next year in the backfield?
I definitely got to work on my balance. Coach Wiggin always picking on me, telling me I can stay on, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Every time I get the ball, I'm always tripping and falling. So I got to work on my balance. I probably got to work on. I got to work on my body, eat right, and make sure I
You had to get it.
prepare
You
myself
had to
well
get
for
it.
games.
You had to get that clumsy from your mama,
So what
man,
up?
because they ain't coming over here.
Zaire, man, as I looked at your numbers from last season, man, I saw your touchdown to reception ratio. You only had 25 receptions due to the short season, man, but you seem to find that end zone 6 times. Um, what are some things you got to work on going forward next season? Because with the graduation of Brandon leaving, you're a guy that's probably going to fall into that number one role. So how are you preparing yourself going into next season? What's some things you gonna work on?
One of the most major things I gotta work on speed, I guess, but I'm gonna always find myself getting open though. But
One thing I'm glad you said that because one thing I noticed about your game, man, you caught like despite the jump ball ability for your size, you was able to find holes in the zone on big passing downs, man. So you definitely had to have a certain ability to get open, man. So yeah, that's definitely a strength to your game.
yeah,
Man,
What I'm gonna say, Zion, nah, this Coach Kevin, man. You my middle linebacker, man. I just really want to
yeah.
find out what
what?
happened, man. You were my
Live.
middle linebacker now, and he was a damn good middle linebacker at that. What happened, man? When did it change? You switched up on me. A few of y'all don't switched up on me.
I played well in middle school. I played a lot more defensive back. Khalid, remember championship game? Yeah, overtime. Yeah,
My
but
shoulder.
yeah, it was kind of weird changing going from defense to offense though. But with last year being my first year really playing offense, kinda. I mean, I had a pretty good season.
You definitely had a good season. Like I said, man, you find that end zone 6 times, man. So for that being your first year playing offense, man, that was you definitely had a good season. Um, Khalid, man, do you play any defense, man? I saw a couple highlights of you playing defense. What type of role do you play on defense?
I I played defense one game. That was a solid game. I did pretty good. I ain't really a defense. I don't want to say I'm not a defensive player because I'm an athlete, but
You
I can
prefer
play.
offense, huh?
Yeah, I can play some linebacker in DB, but I ain't. The coaches they ain't want me to get too burnt out on defense, and they ain't know my body could take it. I'm playing both sides, back and forth, back and forth. So
What happened was, let me chime in quick. So, I how can I say this? Well, with Khalid, we had Tyler. We got another running back, Tyler Terry. So Khalid was going back and forth, kind of like splitting carries, and then Tyler got hurt Southwest game, and
Mm.
so Khalid kind of took over from them, and then like Jeremiah Robinson, he was our next back for running back. But Khalid kind of took over. Southwest game, we asked him to play both sides, and we asked him to play both sides. After then, kind of like after the Southwest game, I was like, Khalid tied. And this because me and Al, me and Elsie thing, we talk every week. So I will call. I'm like, man, I don't know what we're eating, but it's over there has some Dairy Queen with an ice cream before breakfast. And so Cole Al will be like, I'm gonna go ahead and get him right. Get him right. I'm looking, some game I'm looking at Khalid stats, and at 250-yard pass, and then all of a sudden Khalid got 20 for 100 yards. I'm trying to see when we gave Khalid the ball 28 times.
I know that Dodge County game. He
Yeah,
ran the ball a lot in that. Well, Blakely he ran the ball a lot too.
he ran the ball, I think 23 times in the first half. And he probably on their way to like a 40 carry game. Because how they were playing, they
Right.
had a beat it with the pass. So he was gonna have it was gonna be a Khalid night, running the ball.
Oh, boy, them Travis Evans like carries there, boy.
So
Yeah,
then that how you got your nickname Cramps, Mr. Cramps.
yeah,
That how you got that because
I'm on
now
that.
start feeding you pickle juice.
So we can
Say we're
find
gonna have a
Khalid,
whole refrigerator of pickle juice.
Khalid, sounds like to me, man, you're a workhorse, man. So what are your strengths as a running back, man? What are some things that what are your strengths?
I want my footwork don't show on the ladder, but when I'm actually running the ball, I got some real good footwork. So Coach Wiggins them always tell me I got some real good feet, and my vision. Like, I see everything like what's going on, and good at pretty good at setting up blocks, and I'm real
How are you
smart.
how are you in the pass protection game? How you in the protection game?
I I ain't really have to do a lot of protection this year, but when I did, I kind of stepped up because we running back, so like it's a real passing offense, so we really was like on route most of the time, like to open some of
Okay.
the stuff up.
So you're definitely looking to be like I said, I saw you involved, man, in both the pass and the run, man. So it shows your versatility, man. So looks like you're gonna be getting a lot of targets and a lot of carries next year, man. So make sure you're taking care of that body. Cause they say them cramps caused y'all to read the championship if you wouldn't have went out. In the cramp game, y'all would have won. That's what I heard. So be sure you're taking care of your body, man. Zion, do you play anything? Do you play basketball as well?
Yeah, yeah, I play basketball.
How's that going, man? How's your season going individually and the team? How that's going?
I'm having a pretty good season. We're having a pretty good season. I mean, basketball had never really been basketball like I ain't never really been. I don't want to say not good, but it's starting. I'm starting not to like it. Like football is starting to become my favorite sport now. Like,
And
but
you
I'm
need
gonna
that
still play
basketball for
basketball.
conditioning, though, boy. You got to stay in
Yeah,
shape.
it has something to do.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So, man, you're a pretty good athlete, man. You can do both of them, man. Like I said, from what games I saw, you definitely, man, a big time player, man. And you coming on strong. So I look forward to you having a breakout season next year, man. So just put the work in, man, and it'll pay off for you.
Man,
Yes, sir.
what's some of y'all personal goals for next year? What y'all looking to do on the field, like on the personal level?
You
I
go
want to see
first.
who gonna get cocky.
Well, me personally, I'm looking to be 1,000-yard receiver, template
Ooh,
touchdown,
ooh,
40
them
plus
big
Oh,
boy
boy.
touchdowns.
numbers out.
And you already had six and limited touches. You had 25 for six touchdowns. So that's definitely an attainable goal, man.
So
What
what you
about you,
need?
Khalid? What kind of personal goals you got, man? Like Coach Kevin
So you
said.
need you by 60 or you need you by 60 or targets. Then that's what you looking for this year.
And I
You
can
looking for
get that.
about
Yeah,
60 targets.
about 60.
Okay.
My goals, I'm trying to be the LeBron of high school football.
Man, funny man. You funny, bro. What is LeBron
Hey,
of high
the
school
cane,
football?
the
I
cane.
just,
You heard him, the cane.
Yeah,
what is that though? You got to explain that. Be a little more specific about that because I want to see what that is. What is that?
the most dominant it is, the best.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, like
we got to start going getting you pickle juice not in.
mention nobody.
Definitely,
Try to,
definitely.
try to
Well,
get
man, I'm
back.
gonna say y'all guys, man, y'all guys definitely will be a favorite to win the region next year, possibly top 10 team, man. So you just gotta continue to work and remain humble, man. Continue to work hard because everybody's gonna be gunning for you guys. Which everybody's gonna be gunning for you guys. So you got some questions in the comment section there, Coach Boyd.
Yeah, Mr. Wood has said, what activities do y'all do other than sports?
I
Well,
mean,
I had a
When
little,
you ain't playing sports.
I had a little rap career. My dad shut that down a couple weeks ago.
It ain't even been a week. It ain't been a week yet. It ain't even been a week. I
I
just want you
like
to
the
focus on it.
So they can't
yeah.
get why they can't get in the lab, Cole?
It ain't for that generation, man. They got to stick to these sports, man.
I
Stick to
like
the
the
sports, baby.
the activities I like to do outside of football. I like to do a lot of stuff. I like to I
I
can't
say
even
one. He lost to me in Madden. So
I seen you with the controller in your hand too. I was finna tell
Wait a
you
minute,
go
Coach.
just
Hey,
go
y'all gotta don't make Coach Jolly send out his game tag now. Y'all, that's a whole nother debate.
I'm about to get on now, Khalid. You can get dusted up now.
You got to comment in the you got to comment in the section, Khalid. Uh, your sixth grade coach, Coach Bryant.
thank you.
Zion, what do you enjoy to do, man, outside playing sports, man? What do you do in your spare time?
I don't really do much. I kind of like eat, sleep, breathe sports. Like that's all I do. Like if I ain't in the gym, so I running routes or something. If I ain't running routes, I'm in the gym, running. I don't really get out much. I just
Well, I
um,
started to be extra, but I ain't gonna bust you out. I ain't gonna do you like that on him. I started to be big,
Please don't,
but I ain't gonna be extra on him.
cause family
And I'm gonna say to
matters.
both of you guys, man, I said you love the game, man, but make sure you always use the game to get your education, man, a free education. Cause it's all about being a student athlete first. Like I said, we talked about earlier, man, with Coach Wiggins, man, too many times. We're trying to. That's one thing I love about him, man. Coach is trying to get you guys to the next level. So be sure you're taking care of things in the classroom because at the end of the day, the ball gonna stop bouncing. You always gotta have something to fall back on, guys. So be sure that you are taking care of things in the classroom, and both of you guys have a bright future, man.
thank you.
Now I can't say this, Zion, man. And man, you got not only in the passing, man, but you're a pretty good blocker, man. Uh,
Yeah, I try
your
my
friend
best.
over here, man. Your friend over here, man. He got a few touchdowns for your key blocks. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
man, continue to do that, man. Continue to be that blocker and that that
Only
catcher,
the
man.
only
Cause you,
reason only reason I like blocking cause I get mad when folks don't block for me. Cause why you just standing
hey,
there?
exactly. You're right, man. Hey, but that's a key, man. That was a key to making y'all balance, though. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
the way the receiving core block, man. And I definitely seen you on a key. You made some key blocks, man, and some clutch moments, and some key catches. You know.
And it's
Uh,
crazy because like we don't really work on that. Like it's just something that we just got to do.
I mean, I could definitely say, man, you a coach's player. One thing I can say, man, anything anybody don't ask you to do on the field, you ain't never asked no questions. You just did. I remember you being probably about 10 years old, and I looked at you and said, "Go to nose guard," and you ain't say nothing else.
Let
And he had like 5 sacks the rest of the game.
me find out.
In,
Let me
in,
find
in Mercer, in Mercer.
out. We might be playing Zion and with no guard.
on what, Madden?
Look, hey, he played in real life. He went from Mike to the nose. Ain't asked no question.
Guys, I'm gonna give you guys some advice for this summer, man. And I'll definitely pass some information on to Coach Wiggins. Be sure you guys attend some camps, man, that they have around because you guys are definitely, man, some guys that can get on the radar, man. Often, man, it's all about, being exposure. I definitely been in contact with Coach Wiggins, man, for you guys because you're two guys that definitely, man, I look to make the next step, the next jump next season and be two of the top kids, not only in Middle Georgia, man, but in your region and across the state. So be sure you're able to get into those camps, man, because both of you guys have an opportunity, man, to do some things outside, at the next level.
Okay, y'all, we'll take a few comments for a couple minutes. Anybody want to comment, ask the kids anything, you can.
I used my stiff form in ninth grade. I remember I used my stiff form in sixth grade. I ain't really using them after that. I always remember in sixth grade when a referee told me I had a good stiff form, but like I ain't using them more since then. Until that Blakely game when
That's after we said something to you about it.
Coach gave me my stiff form.
Well, Zion, man, what make you stop liking basketball, man?
In my sophomore year basketball, I was liking basketball, really playing football, I ain't really getting much burn. I was still growing, kind of clumsy, and that guy in front of me was going to go. But I mean, it was like I just didn't realize how much upside I had on the field compared to the basketball court. Thinking about what's going to best of me on the double line.
Zion, who are some guys in the NFL? Zion, who are some guys in the NFL or college level that you try to model your game after? Like, who are some guys who are your favorite players, like your favorite receivers?
Right now, Julio, my role model, but my top two right now, who I try to actually model my game after, Devontae Adams and DK.
What about you, Khalid? Who are some backs, man, that you look at? Some of your favorite backs, either at the college level or either on the pro level, that you try to model your game after?
I can't really get into NFL football. I only watch Super Bowl. I don't really like that. College, I want to say it's a back from Kansas State and LSU running back last year. They remind me a lot of myself.
Oh, Clyde Hillel, okay. Sometimes you bring out that stiff arm like Najee Harris for Alabama, though, boy. I done seen you put that stiff arm on him a few times.
Hey, Zion, Mr. Wood said, how did you get the name Slim Reaper?
Honestly, I honestly don't know. I guess it just came from the commentator just saying what he had to say, but I never really. I mean,
yeah, he funny.
I got a couple nicknames.
You got that Waffle House one, though.
Oh yeah, the Waffle House nickname. That blue. I kind of went viral with that.
I don't look at my size as being a fact. I feel like I'm about. I feel Zion size and I'm about there. Like I'm about 250. Don't worry. I feel his size 250. I think how I feel, And then the crowd, that's it. I just feed off of it.
Funny, man. You get funny every day, boy, I swear. Well, we got another one, man. We got an up and coming, man, that's going that we got in the youth spotlight, man. He's a pretty good ball player, man,
he done showed up now?
Man, his little cousin.
But, hey,
like, he want to come out here.
Look, he presidential. He drop in when he get ready.
Yeah, man, we're going to bring him on, man. Nicholas Wolfer.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
What you got
Man, I
going
know
on,
I'm getting
man?
old. Mm. I'm interviewing Nick now. I'm getting old. Man, first of all, man, I want to say congratulations to you, man, on middle school basketball. First of all, congratulations, man, for your REAP scholarship last season. Out of all the things that you do on the field, I was most impressed, man, with your ability in the classroom, man. So that says a lot about you as a person, getting that REAP scholarship, man. So before we even talk into sports, I just want to commend you, man. Keep working hard in the classroom. And if anything happens, well, you can't play ball, you always have that to fall back on. So congratulations on that, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
But now about this basketball season. Boy, you was on a mission, weren't
Yes, sir.
you? Gotta tell us about your team record this season. Tell us about how it was for you as a player and as a team, man. Tell us about the middle school basketball season.
Well, first I want to say we went 9-0. We didn't finish our last game because I think one of the players at Miller had COVID, but we was gonna win that game anyway. And this year,
Boy, you
this year
sound like your cousin, boy. I can tell y'all something kind of related, boy, because y'all.
oh yeah. But this year, I was just playing like a leader. New players coming, so I had to show them the rhythm of how we play. It wasn't I wouldn't say I ain't have to score constantly like I did in my 6th and 7th grade year, but it went pretty good.
Man, looks like you came up coming up short in that championship game last year, but like you was on a mission, man, to get that
Yeah,
first place trophy, man. I seen a couple of games, a couple of highlights of you. And Coach Gates talks about you all the time to me. He called me every week, asked me, "Did I see you, man?" Coach Gates. So he's always talking about you, man. So congratulations on a great season. Are you ready for football,
yes, sir. Yeah.
Coach Kevin? I know you got some football questions for him, boy.
Hey, to be honest, I don't talk about it so much. What else I need to ask him? Look, I came on here and took that hard so many times, but you know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna be a little extra though. What I'm gonna do is I get rid of go and share the screen and
All right.
hold on. Let me get it up and popping. We're gonna give some of that throwback. Go and share the screen on. Look,
Well, look
that
at
was
him.
back when we ain't had no money to buy no sleeves. We just used to cut the feet out the socks and make
See that
sleeves.
sock?
But look at him. It worked, though. It's the same thing, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Let me see it. I think we might got a few more. Just a few of them I don't find. Bang.
Oh, boy, you ready, boy.
Third game.
Boy, you ready.
They get screenshots.
Look,
You
that
know
was back
these
when
folks, hey, know these folks on these phone, but they definitely screenshotting.
Hey, look, that when they used to call them pork chop back then.
Oh, yeah.
Poke chop in.
They used to call them pork chop back then.
name for the seasons, I
And look, I got one more. I got to put the one up here where my boy he got his denim on denim on denim on. Hold on, I got to throw that one up.
That G man.
Ooh, denim on denim.
Okay.
You're gonna denim top and bottom.
Oh man.
Hey, we dressed up for that banquet, didn't we?
Hey, look, what you
Look.
say?
Why my dread so short, but good.
Look, mine didn't even exist back then, boy.
Hey, speaking of that, Nick, tell how long have you been involved in football, man? How long you been playing? When did you get started?
I started playing when I was 6. I said when I was 6.
Man, you know I had to stop a lot of games and arguments about your age over there in the Memorial League, boy. You had to go weigh in plenty times.
Look, hey, you know they used to hate.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, going into high school, Nick, man, what are you most looking forward to? When it comes to football and the next level, varsity level. Like, what do you? First of all, that's asking me that you can tell the viewers, with Coach on the line. You gonna get into playing time as a freshman? You think you're gonna get into playing time as a freshman this year, Nick?
Yes, sir.
You
All
already
right.
Yeah.
Ask him where he came in benching.
What you what you hitting on that bench press?
You want me to tell him,
Yeah,
Nick?
you can, cut.
Yesterday I matched him out. He did 250 yesterday.
250 in the 8th grade?
250. Don't tell nobody though.
Oh, boy, we got the wrestle now. Hey, after the podcast, I'm finna call yoke you up now. I think you ready now.
I do want to
Oh
say
my
this though,
God.
man. Despite all the success, man, that you've had in athletics in this school, you've always been a well-mannered kid, man. Every time I see you, you know, we have a few laughs. You've been respectful, man. So just keep that great attitude, man. Keep remaining humble. You have a bright future, man. And just remember who all in your corner, man, and just keep being who you are, man. You've always been a good kid, and don't change on that. No matter what happened, man, don't change for nobody, man. So I just want to commend you on that. For always been a stand-up guy, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, how many touches you plan on getting next year?
He don't know. However many get
That's a
allowed.
good question. That's a good question.
Hey, speaking of that, I heard they got this middle school season. Before we jumping ahead, you got some things to prove on this middle school field for your last year, don't
you?
They Coach gonna take me out the first quarter. He gonna take me out.
Hey,
you don't
touchdowns to anybody. Hey,
you don't turn to a little comedian too, Nick. You just like Khalid, but y'all gonna put y'all on the road. All these jokes y'all got today.
I'm being last year,
like I said, look, I'm getting out 2 touchdowns to anybody. We give up to we'll spot you to anybody want.
Oh yeah. Hey, Nick, speaking of basketball, man, it's a question that's going around. Coaches be asking, what's your position? Like on the basketball court, what is your exact position? Are you just a guy that do it all, or do you have a primary position on the basketball court? What's your position?
Well, AU ball, I play.
Yeah, period. Like, what can you do? Like, what's your?
I can play all positions though. Really.
Okay. I notice a lot of Apple has the ball in your hands a lot, so Coach Gates always bragging on your ball handling. So, do you think you're going to be a point guard in high school, or you're going to transition to the wing? What do you think?
I feel like I can manage the game, so I'll say.
You think you're just gonna stay the point guard?
I might.
But Jolly, have you ever seen a tank handle a basketball?
That's what I'm worried about. Hey, Coach Kev, he bitching 250. We might do him like Draymond. He just do it all.
Draymond don't do it all either.
Yeah, Draymond. I often say
Draymond ain't built like that, boy.
Hey, use somebody else, man. We're gonna use somebody else.
Draymond ain't built like that, boy.
And long as you don't shoot like Draymond, he shoot like he got a backpack on.
As far as in the classroom, Nick, man, what's your favorite subject, man? What do you outside of football? Like, what's your favorite subject in the classroom?
Math.
Oh man, that new age math, boy. If you like math, you definitely a scholar, man. Because that new age math ain't how it was when Coach Void and Coach Kevin and I were in school.
You ain't gonna like math next year.
Yeah, they tell me that. I'm so glad I ain't got to take algebra though. So I'm gonna be straight.
Where do you be geometry?
I ain't got to take algebra.
So outside of sports, Nick, what do you like to do outside of sports, man? When there's not a ball around, what do you enjoy doing?
My weekdays on Sundays.
Just period.
I go to church on Sunday, most definitely. But I chill with most of my family and friends.
That's what's up, man.
Much. I've been in the house most of the time because of the pandemic. But
oh yeah.
Yes, I'm right.
So who you think your biggest supporter?
My biggest supporter? Mm-hmm. My mom.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, man.
My mom.
That lady right there, man. Hey, man. She is blessed to have you, man. But you are blessed to have her.
Yes, man.
Really, like for real, man. Because look, Hey, one she know how to balance it. She love you, but get what? She got that tough love too. If she have to get at you, she gonna get at you. You believe
And
that?
it don't matter where you playing at, man. You playing on the moon, she gonna be there.
She gonna be there.
She
But
gonna be there.
hey, she gonna be
And,
there. She your supporter. Hey
and she
man,
gonna
that's a.
ask you to make her a shirt, Al.
But get what, man? The definition of a parent, man. Hey, man, a mom, man. For real, man. Like she definitely got everything balanced, man. And she got to get on to you. Hey, man. Look, she love you to death, man. But if she got to get you, she gonna get you. Whatever need to be said, she gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? And hey.
Well, please, look, she still saying to me, and I'm 33.
Well, it's a pleasure having you on, man. Like I said, man, just keep working hard, man, in the classroom, outside the classroom. Like I said, man, you're showing your academics by being a reach scholar, man. So just keep doing the right things, man. Everything gonna work out for you, Nick.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We're gonna let you get on. Go ahead,
What's
Coach.
gonna be the record this season for Apple in football?
5-0. We only got 5 games, so 5-0. Undefeated. 5-0.
I like that. I just like being messy.
Man, we're gonna let you get out of here, man. We know y'all, you got that school work, man. This, that, that come first, man. So, hey, I ain't trying to get no text from your mom, cause I know she gonna.
She right,
you feel what I'm saying? I know what time it is, though, man. So, hey, man. Good luck, man, on the season, man, and definitely, man, you stay in that classroom, man. That comes first.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Hold on, boy.
Cohen,
What?
you see what time it is?
Hey.
What time it is?
I'm gonna be waiting on you.
Man, that's funny. Man, funny, man. We're gonna get y'all on outfield too, coach, man. Hey, it been a pleasure, man, having y'all on, man. You and your running back right here, man. He funny. So we're gonna get y'all. Okay,
Hey,
coach,
Coach,
man.
man, definitely look forward to you this season coming up, man. You've done a great job over there turning the program around, and I wish you nothing but success, man.
Yeah, hey, you definitely have been like the living, breathing example of trust the process. Like, man, you don't been building on this thing every year. We definitely ready to see what you're gonna do next year, man.
Yeah, man. You putting the pieces together, man. Like I tell people, man, a lot of these other coaches around here can learn a lot from you. Just the way you're doing stuff, even the process and the structure of putting this thing together, man. Like you going and reaching out to the right people, putting the right people.
Hey,
in
y'all,
the
I
right
done seen him
position.
out there cutting grass, putting paint on the field. Hey, I done seen him out there. This man here do it all. He put dirt on the field, so he definitely putting in the work, y'all.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to find some grass seeds now to put out there.
See what I'm talking about? All right, man, y'all take it easy, man.
Thank
Y'all
y'all.
have a good
Thank
one.
y'all for having me.
Thank
All
y'all.
right.
All right, y'all.
All right. All right, man. What we jumping in, man? What we got? Our defensive lineman.
Man, we're gonna give you some man. First of all, offensive line, we're gonna give y'all guys your own segment. So for the guys who waiting on the big nasties, we gonna give y'all your own segment, man. We talk about the top offensive lineman in the middle of Georgia. So we coming big guys, man. We know that none of this stuff is possible without y'all. But we're gonna touch on the defensive line before we get out of here, man. We're gonna give a shout out to the top 10 defensive linemen. But before I get started, man, as a kid, Adam Lamar over there at Central High School. We didn't have one able to get a picture for him, but I'm just gonna tell the viewers about his stats. He had 63 tackles, 42 solo, and 5 sacks. So before we actually announced the top 10, Adam Lamar was a guy who definitely would deserve to be on this list. We just we couldn't find a picture for him, and so we just made him an honorable mention. So coming in at number 10 is
Look,
also
hey, before you get started, I got an honorable mention, man. I'm gonna go with Big Stanley, Kadriga Stanley.
They're right, baby.
You know what I'm saying? 30 for him to be a sophomore, he had 31 tackles. Out of 31 of his tackles, 24 of them was solo tackles at D tackle position,
Right.
defensive end.
Hey
They
man,
had
he's a guy
5
who I
sacks.
saw. Coach Kevin, man, he's a guy who I saw this year. Like I say, he started coming on as the season started going on, man. He started coming on and coming on. So Stanley is definitely a guy, man. You definitely hit one then, man. A guy who, as a sophomore, he definitely will be a guy we need to look forward to, man, coming up next
Oh
season.
yeah. So,
But coming in number 10, man, we're gonna start off with a Macon guy. Um, that's West Side Macon Seminole product over there. And that's the guy Javante Fox. He's a guy that has he's small in stature, but he plays with big heart. And he was the heart and soul of the defense. His size made him tough to block. He was a team leader, 52 tackles, 6 sacks, and he was an all-region performer. So Javante Fox was definitely a guy who was pivotal in the defense over there at Westside High School. Coming number 9 guy is going to be a guy who comes out of Jasper County, Monticello. Mason Copeland, he's a junior. Even though Monticello didn't have a good season this year, as far as accumulating wins, this guy here had 42 tackles and 6 sacks. And as you can see by his frame, he has room to grow. He's an all-region guy. He was one of the positives on a team that didn't win as many games as expected, but he was a hard-nosed guy on defense. That was Mason Copeland, the junior out of Jasper County.
Kind of
That
look like
leads
Mark. Kind of look like Mark Warrenborn a little bit.
hey,
Hey man,
I
that
was
Four
leads,
going
brothers.
Channing Tatum with it.
4 brothers.
that leads to the number 8 guy, man. That's gonna be a guy to Macon County, big Pierre Barron. He was a load in the middle, man. This guy was an all-state performer in Class A, first team all-state, all-region. He was a game wrecker. He destroyed game plans, and for his size, he's mobile and agile. And you'll see another guy on this list from Macon County who had 16 sacks, and Barron was a big reason why he was drawing the double teams and allowed a guy on the list you'll find out later to accumulate those 16 sacks, man. Mr. Barron has huge potential as a defensive tackle. So look forward to him out of Macon County going forward as a guy that you want to keep your eye on. That leads us to the number 7 guy. He comes in at number 7. That's going to be Wesley Bentley out of Upson Lee. Upson Lee, as you can see, they've had guys all over the place at the linebacker position. So this guy, Wesley Bentley, was a first-team All-State, AAA. He had 98 tackles. And yeah, we didn't get his sack number there, but he's outside linebacker. He's going to project as an outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. So he's one of those guys who can line up at the end and then also drop in the pass cover. So Wesley Bentley is a versatile guy, first-team All-State guy. As you can see by his picture, he has great size and length. So that gets us to the number 6 guy on the list. He's going to be Michael Crumbley out of Putnam County. If you weren't familiar with Putnam County, man, Putnam County actually had a pretty good season. They made it to the second round of the playoffs before losing to Early County. And Michael Crumbley was a big reason why. He had tons of upside. He was an all-region guy. And you can see he had size. So he was versatile. He played the tackle and the end spot. He was an honorable mention All-State. And Michael Crumbley is a junior, is a guy that you want to look forward to as well for Putnam County. It's down there in Edenton, guys. So that brings us to the top 5 guys on the defensive lineman list coming up. And these guys, man, you can see we're going to have a couple guys that's offered by Power 5 schools on the list. We have a guy that amassed 16 sacks. And coming in number 5 is going to be Jalen Santos out of Houston County. As you can see, this guy's a load, as you can see in the picture. He was an all-state honorable mention performer down there in Houston County. A lot of times Warner Robbins got all the hype down there, veterans. But this guy, he has hard over height. He was a key piece for Houston County with 6 tackles, and he almost reached double digits in sacks with 9 sacks. So most teams play a different amount of games, so that was a huge piece on 9 sacks, Jalen Santos. And as I mentioned earlier, we had a guy on the list, guys, who's amassed 16 sacks. He was amongst the state leaders, and that's going to be our number 4 guy coming in. Our number 4 guy coming in, that's going to be Willie Harris. I'm sorry. That's Willie Harris. Our number 4 guy coming in was Willie Harris. He's a load out of Blakely County. And as Coach Wiggins in Northeast familiar with, this guy has multiple offers from Division I schools. He's a first-team All-State, first-team All-Region, and Coach Boy, did you remember that Blakely County game? Did you remember anything that Willie did that game? Or how did he play that game? Do you remember? I know we was at that game together. I know he was making some plays. Do you recall anything he did? Or does his name ring a bell for you?
No, not really. The name does, but I didn't see really nothing uh that he just really showed me. I think the whole line played,
But he
Yeah, a
definitely
lot of
especially
times everybody
played.
concentrated. This kid, if I'm not mistaken, Coach Wiggins making correct me when he have your comments. This guy was region player of the year, man, defensive region player of the year. So Willie Harris, a lot of times you thought Amarius Mims got all the pub on offense, but this guy, Willie Harris, was instrumental and pivotal in the success of Blakely County going to the Elite Eight. My guy, the guy that I was referring to, Mr. Felton, the number 3 guy. He's the guy that had 16 sacks. And this guy here, man, to look for his college recruiting to pick up Keywan Felton out of Macon County. This guy had 16 sacks in Class A. And I don't care what level you playing on. The guy had 115 tackles, 16 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 6 fumbles recovered, 2 forced fumbles. This guy's a physical freak. This guy's loaded with potential. Macon County's been known to produce guys on like Roquan Smith in the past. This guy looks to follow a long line of Macon County guys on the defensive side of the ball, man. That's Keywan Felton. So the 16 sacks, you can see people. This guy had he's also like an outside linebacker DN guy in a 3-4 set. And that leads us to our first 2 guys on the list. These guys basically can be a 1A and 1B, or they basically can be both tied for 1A because on the list, these are the only guys that are getting Power 5 offers as they're underclassmen, so expect their recruiting to continue to climb. Our number 2 on the guy on the list actually already committed to the University of Georgia. So we just want to give Donovan Westmoreland out of Griffin a shout out. Anytime a kid commits to a Power 5 school, you have to recognize him as an outstanding ball player. So Donovan Westmoreland is a guy who was a first-team All-State, had 84 tackles, 12 sacks. He's a quick twitch guy, bender. That means he can bend the edge and stay low and get around the tackles. And this guy has tons of upside, as Georgia's already offered him. So Donovan Westmoreland out of Griffin High School, they got knocked out by Jones County this year in the 3rd round. But expect Westmoreland, man, to have a monster senior season. And that leads us to our number 1 guy. And you can be familiar with the team, guys, because they have talent that was loaded all across middle Georgia. This kid is a gentle giant. When you see him, you don't think that he's in a force on the field, but that's Big B, Big Vic Burley. As a sophomore, this guy, has multiple offers from Power 5 schools. This guy's all-state performer, 4-star recruit. He's a state champion. He had 11 sacks, 59 tackles. Most importantly, he was a max prep sophomore All-American. So he made the All-American team out of everybody in the entire country. This guy made it for sophomore. So our number 1 guy on the list is Vic Burley out of Warner Robins. And
deal with him 2 more years.
Yeah, they got to deal with him for 2 more years, guys. Warner Robins was loaded with talent, as you saw by the linebacker core guys, and we showed with the running backs and the wide receivers and the quarterback. But this guy is one of the young pups that's coming back. But as you can see by the picture, man, this guy, he has the potential to be a pro one day, guys, based on his size. Big Burley is definitely continuing to get better, and as long as he continues to get stronger, and you can see by his wingspan, man, Big Burley is a guy that's going to be reckoned with, man. So we have, with Johnny Williams on the offensive side of the ball and Vic Burley on the defensive side of the ball, we have 2 of the best linemen, underclassmen guys right here in Middle Georgia.
Right.
On both sides of the ball. Guys that's been offered by multiple Power 5 schools. So a lot of times the skill position guys get all the credit in the pub guys, but the guys in the trenches, man, we have some outstanding talent here in Middle Georgia.
Hey, man, so let's jump to the Super Bowl, man. Who you got? Super Bowl.
Man, y'all, it's hard to go against a GOAT. Y'all ever seen a real GOAT? Y'all ever seen a GOAT? Y'all know the real GOAT is?
It ain't that hard. I can't even lie to you. It ain't that hard.
A real life GOAT, man.
It ain't that hard. I'll take them home. I take Mahomes. I mean, I
Like
like the
Mahomes.
narrative and all that, but if I'm gonna put my money on somebody, I'm putting on Mahomes. I'm taking the Mahomes.
Coach Boy, what about yourself, man? Who you like?
I like the Green Bay, man, so I'm over here sick, man. But it's kind of hard, man. It's hard. It's hard, man. To go against Tom, man. But I'm gonna tell you something else, man. That not only Mahomes, man, but he got Andy Reid over there. You
Yeah, I
know,
do know what they
hey,
playing
man.
at now. They playing in
Yeah,
first time
yeah.
the Super Bowl ever been in his home stadium.
But that'll be good. That'll be good for his legend too, man. If he do pull it off,
Yeah, I
man.
like the narrative. I just
Yeah, yeah.
don't. I,
But you know,
you know,
but you know,
I like the narrative
but you,
sound good, but if I'm
Coach
going
Gavin
with real
said,
life,
cut the political stuff.
but you
yeah,
know, that's what we saying. Like it don't never be the trophies, man. It be the stories behind the trophies. You know that, and that's what I tell people,
You
man.
said
Like
a
we don't.
mouthful then, boy.
I don't even care about the first three he got. I wouldn't, man. Look, I couldn't stand Tom Brady. I wouldn't even give him no credit until I gave him the credit for the Atlanta one, even though they lost. They actually lost the game more than the Patriots won it. But that was the first time I seen it. 28-3. Okay, let's do this. But I'm still kind of on the fence with it because I always gave Belichick his credit. I always say, hey man, you put somebody else in that system, then what we looking at, you know. But at this point, man, if he go and win the year after he lead the Patriots, now I know how the book. I'm not taking that from the Buccaneers defense because they got a pretty good defense. Now it's gonna be hard.
that's a pretty good team though. You got to look at Jameis Winston threw 30 picks last year.
Yeah,
Most of the games they threw a lot of games away. They were just a quarterback away, man.
yeah. And my thing is, they going against a whole nother monster though, man. Because Kansas City got an offense, man.
You need 14 people to cover them boys. But to
Guys,
be honest, I don't even think the Super Bowl is the biggest news. I really want to talk about this little dummy move that the Rams pulled. They gave up all them first round pick for the same player.
well, no,
I
my
don't.
friend. My
I
friend, not
don't.
so fast. Golf, Mr. Dink and Dunk. Mr. Throw it, Dink and Dunk. Stafford finna let it go down the field. But back to
Hey,
that
hey,
vote.
hey,
My,
hey.
my prediction, Leonard Fournette have a great game, good, decent game. I like Brady by 3. I like Brady by 3.
So if he do win, where y'all putting him at?
Who?
I already say he the GOAT, but I'm saying where you putting him at now?
I
Because
mean, he
now,
won now.
but
Yeah,
this is what I'm
what,
saying. This is what
what
I'm
else
saying.
put him?
He might be the GOAT of all sports.
He already got 6 now, so
What I'm saying, like we
Of
got
all
to look
that
at.
puts him
sports,
in
no.
a whole
I can't
other
give him all
category.
sports. I can't give him all sports. I can put him in. I'll put him in the mix, but not of all sports. No.
Well, football is a different monster. Cause they would kill me with people. Tom Brady beat Aaron Rodgers. How in the hell Tom Brady beat Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers don't play defense. So my thing is, if he got out there and did what he's,
Man, you know the quarterbacks get all the glory, Coach Boy.
yeah, I understand that, but you can't go and say Tom Brady. Or it could have been the other way. Rodgers beat Brady if it would have happened like that. How can you say that when it's a whole totally different? You know, it ain't like basketball. Basketball, you doing this and you're doing this. You going to play offense, you going to play defense. You know, but far as him winning and this trophy, if he get this trophy, it's gonna be the story behind the trophy. It's gonna be I left Belichick to show y'all pretty much how like the Kobe thing was with Shaq. That's why the first 3 with Kobe was kind of, you know what I'm saying. But when he won one without Shaq, that was the story. The one with LeBron winning in Miami wasn't nothing. It was the one when he went back to Cleveland. That's the one. Because he won, he came down 3-1. He came back 3-1 and he won for Cleveland. That was the one. It's the story behind the trophy. So if he win this one, and they was a wild card team, man, look at him.
I really
And his
think
age.
but hey,
This the thing
despite
though.
the young secondary, they got the pass rush. But like I said, do you go back and look at that first game when even though Kansas City got out on them quickly, Tom started to walk the boys down a little bit.
This is what I'm gonna say about Kansas City. I don't care if you up 2 touchdowns. You be up 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left in the game. And realistically, I might still take Kansas City. I mean, the boy battle tested. It's just too much talent. It's too much talent.
I got a question,
If it turn into a shootout, Brady.
Are they gonna let LaShawn McCoy? Le'Veon Bell play this week, man?
Yeah,
everybody thought Le'Veon Bell was gonna make a big, impact on the team. He barely even get in the game. Le'Veon Bell.
Let me see what Miley say.
Miley said it's hard to go to the Super Bowl 10 times. Hell, it's hard to go one time.
Let alone get out the first round.
Yeah. I mean, he got 20 years of football and 10 Super Bowl.
Somebody what sported a mega. I don't know, man.
I tell you what, guys. Next week the Super Bowl, guys. So we're gonna be returning in 2 weeks to the Datz Major. We're gonna have us a Super Bowl. Y'all invite me to a Super Bowl party. Now I know y'all know somebody good party.
Man.
Hey, look. Before we get playing, go ahead, go.
Oh, I was just talking about all player of the week, man. I know before we get out of here, man, I'm trying to see you got
hold.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, hold on for the reveal it. Each week, guys, every time we come on, viewers, we're gonna try to scour the Central Georgia area for a player of the week. And we send it to our panel, guys. If you got some videos, viewers that you can send in and help us out, we'll definitely be up to it. But we want to highlight the player of the week. And before Coach Kevin unveils it, man, this one right here, man, made you shake your head.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, look, hey, since we got this middle school football, man, look, we might need to try to pop out. I might need to try to pop up live on the sideline. Look.
Hey, man. Hey, again, man, Ron Miley. Shout out to Ron Miley, man, the Ball So Hard fam, man, and getting a lot of film around here, man. Without you, man, a lot of these kids, man, won't have film, man, and, you're doing a lot, man, just by going out, sticking your camera out there.
Oh, yeah. What you got for us, Coach Kevin?
Ooh. Let's see what we got. To be honest, I watched the clip, and I really don't been watching the clip like the whole time we have been on the podcast. I watched it at least like 7 or 8 times already. But I think the clip just gonna speak for itself. Go ahead, go crank that thing up. Go on, share me.
Coach Kevin, Coach Void, what you got?
Hey, man, with this one right here, man, this is from the birthday boy. He got his birthday today, man. Kawasa Reeves Jr. Hey, man.
He didn't win his bag again, man. Huh?
Hey, man, you almost went to jail before your birthday, man.
He called the body. You want to see a dead body?
Shout out to Ball So Hard fam, man, on the film, man.
Did you miss it? Ooh!
What? By the time to pack it up, boy. That be no. He don't turn the lights out over here. He don't turn the lights out over here. I'm out. Look, I got.
Hey, man, that's it. That's it, man. Hey,
look. Hey, man. We're gonna call that in the face.
Hey, happy birthday, Junior, man. Happy birthday, Kawasa Reed Jr., man. His 18th birthday today.
Happy birthday,
man.
Reed.
See y'all later, man. See y'all in 2 weeks, man. All right.